Over the last few episodes, the Dirty Farm has, well, been developed. And with all of the dirt in all the right places, and even a donation bin that was like graciously placed here. I didn't even put this here, but I did say thanks. Ooh, and there's even diamonds in here. I would say it's time to now move on to another project, another automation project. And I'm thinking Amethyst. It may seem weird, but we're actually going to need Amethyst in the future for another farm that I kind of have planned. Oh, and by the way, I did carry on the paths all the way over here, so this is now looking super nice. Definitely carrying that whole Bioshock theme. But yes, Amethyst. I want to farm Amethyst. And is it something that's easy to farm? Yes and no. Now, the hardest part about farming Amethyst isn't actually the farming part. While it does take a lot of time, the hardest part is getting amethyst buds into your base. And while not normally possible in vanilla Minecraft with the create mod, it's something that we can actually do. But now, before we start collecting all of our resources and start collecting our amethyst, I have some pathing that I really want to get done. And now that I've unlocked pathing blocks, oh boy, this is going to be so much easier. Now the plan for the path is for it to wind all the way down through here. And then also when it reaches this junction, I want it to also wind around the mountainside, giving me another path that should inevitably end up connecting into our existing path over here. So without further ado, let's get this dig on.
Hey,
How's it going?
Yeah, so I just because you are so kind to us and you're supporting us with a lot of dirts, and you already supported me with ideas as well. So I just want to give you this. Oops.
Ooh. Yep, you're taking it back. You're keeping it. I see.
Yeah. I just want to give it to you.
That is so
I don't have
nice.
rockets. I hope you like it.
Very nice. Oh, perfect with the dirt texture. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I love
Very
it.
Nice. Well,
That's pretty
thank you. That's very generous.
Yeah, no
since
worries.
I couldn't be there for the end event.
Yeah, I was not there. I mean, when they beat the dragon, yeah.
Yeah, I've destroyed the dragon like a jillion times at this point. So, you know, me missing out on one dragon fight, I think I'm fine. Even last season, I killed it with a carrot.
A carrot.
Yeah, a singular carrot was the final blow.
Yeah, I mean the dragon is a pretty dumb mob. I think even skeletons have smarter AI.
Yeah, skeletons are scary. Dragon, nah. Well, thank you for the elytra. I needed an elytra. I really did need one. Like I have one for a jetpack, which I have a jetpack, but I don't have an actual elytra, which I really need because, yeah, getting somewhere further than just around spawn is a challenge.
Yeah.
I got a path to build. Thank you for that. By the way, I got dirt funneling in even faster into the dirt outlet because everything else, when it maxes out, dirt just funnels into the dirt chest.
So you already have too much, like that much that you don't want.
Yeah, if you check that vault, it's well, the only thing empty is the dirt because you guys have been draining it.
Oh, it's grass. Yeah, I can check the mud. Oh yeah, no dirts. But you don't you need that? Like
the dirt gets produced. The dirt's been voiding. Well, now it goes into here.
Oh, so no access dirt.
Dirt happens first, so it gets distributed before it goes into this container anyways.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's crazy. And I really love the factory. I wanted to say, like, I wanted to like take a moment to appreciate this thing. This is amazing. It looks really nice. All the details. Like I really love these. I really love these. I don't really know what's the name. Yeah, containers, but I don't know what's like. It's like cargo. I don't know. Elevated cargo.
Containers are good.
Yeah. It looks amazing.
Well, thank you for the elytra. Appreciate that.
No worries.
I'm going to definitely
Absolutely
use the elytra so much. It's going to be great. I'm going to use this. And it's already got enchants on it. What the heck? All right,
later,
don't trip over the packages.
Oh.
Yep.
Cav.
Mm-hmm. Yep, premium bread. Just don't trip over it. Be good.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye. And just like that, I have this massive path now laid out. Oh man, this is going to look so much nicer over here. And I have so much more space for expansive buildings, which is one of the big reasons for getting this path laid out. Because what this is really going to do is really let me visualize a lot easier what builds could potentially look like. Oh man, and also now that I have myself an elytra, zooming around is going to be so much easier. I'm going to be able to explore so much more stuff. And you know what? Since we're going to be diving into a new farm, I think I should finally take a dip and clean off all of this mud that I now have lingering all over me. And what better place to do that than the same pond that we're getting our steam from for our jetpack. Let me just do a little washing here real quick. And, oh, that is much, much better. With all of those shenanigans out of the way, I think it's now time for me to get to focusing on our next project. And that next project is going to be Amethyst and the Amethyst related goods. So primarily, I want to focus on regular Amethyst blocks and also just the production of Amethyst in general. And this isn't going to be a very large farm, so I think just adding an extension off of the main building here, similar to what this looks like over here, I think would be a very good idea. We can have this arch all the way out and have it drop, I think, right about on the edge here of the new path. And then what I'm thinking is we can house the two containers, one for amethyst blocks, which we're gonna have to process, and one for regular amethyst. Well, we can house those in this empty container area. All I would have to do is take our current path that we have and sort of wrap it around just enough to give us access to this side. So what I'm thinking, first thing on the to-do list, amethyst buds. I want to gather about 16 or so of them, as these are going to be the things that we are going to be harvesting, and so we are going to need them. And to do this, a little bit of iron, and I'm going to need 16 individual mine carts for this. Then I need to jump down into the old mine. I haven't been down in quite a while. And then, yes, I do have an amethyst geode kind of laid out down here. So now the hard part is just getting all of the individual buds and hoping that we have about 16 of them. I have like 1, 2, 3, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, possibly 16 here. But now for the fun part. So a singular rail and then also a cart assembler placed here. We don't have to do anything except for add a cart, and this should allow us to just simply pick it up, and then we can bring it with us. By the way, this is a special config thing, so if you are using default create and you haven't changed any of the configs, you won't be able to do this. So this is something that you would have to change the create config to allow. And you know, same thing goes for spawners, because spawners are also handled under this condition. But my goal here is to capture every single one of these one by one until I have all 16 available. And there goes the last one. That should be the last one here. Yes, perfect. So I can just pick that up. And now I have all 16 in my storage. With that, it's now time for the very potent question. You know, the one that a DM would ask you the moment you rolled a natural 20 on that goblin that only had 1 HP left. How are you going to do it? To them, I would say, in the most epic way possible. Oh man, and yes, this looks so epic, like coming off the side of the building like this, but this is sort of the starting point because this is where I want the arch to continue, because inside of the archway is where we're actually going to place our geodes. Or I guess I should be calling it budding amethyst. Yeah, too much modded in my brain. Now I kind of have a plan for this. I'm wanting to divvy out all 16 and have them hanging from the centerpiece. And I don't want them to hang any lower than 1 block below the actual frame structure. But what we're going to have is some kind of drill contraption that we can potentially use a gantry shaft for to do the harvesting. And we would only do this after a given period of time. But what I'm thinking is maybe right here we start. And so we start to line this up and we'll have a geode. We have to split them up and leave a 2-block gap between each of them because of the way the crystals form. But as of right now, we have like 1, 2, 3 that we're fitting in here. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need one more than that. So maybe we'll have this that goes all the way on the outside. You know what? That might just work. Uh-huh. Oh, did you see the paths?
I did. I've just, well, I said I've seen them, but a little bit. These are nice.
Yeah.
They go all the way around?
Yep, they go and they meet all the way back into the front path, so all the paths are interconnecting and then leads down into here. And
oh, look at this.
Yeah. I want to eventually figure out a way to like bridge over to you guys' area so that way it like all eventually connects.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I like paths. All last season, I made sure everything connected. Even if it was thousands of blocks away, even if it had a train to get there, there was still a physical path.
I like paths as well. It really brings a world to life.
Yeah, it keeps like everything flowing.
One thing to add on paths as well is, so say we haven't really got it here. They're called desire paths, and they add a lot to an area. So a desire path, I don't know if you know this, but
yeah,
desire
like
path,
it's like trash where people destroy the ground because they choose to go
yeah,
the easier route.
But, yeah, of course, yeah. So the path that is, so like on a university campus, you might have like paths that are like rectangular in shape, but the students walk diagonally because they know that they have to go from the maths block to the physics block.
Oh, yeah.
And they are in adjacent corners.
Yep,
so
that makes sense.
Corners. Yeah. This is a really nice viewpoint here when you turn this corner.
The goal is for Beerstone and I to link a bridge and have a bridge, but we haven't done that yet.
Do you know what you should add to this?
Little buttons, probably.
Grass. Short grass.
Oh yeah, if I can, yeah, I can clip that and put that in here, can I?
Yes.
I bet the grass from the desert, right?
Yes, that as well. The short and the long dry grass and bushes and ferns.
Oh yeah, it'll all get eventually added. Right now, I just finished
favorite
this.
thing to do.
Yeah, I'm out of dirt, as you can see. It's.
Yeah. Did you use all your dirt?
No, they took it.
Oh, why is it going over there?
They asked if they could have some dirt, and I was like, sure, it's free. They were like, you don't want anything for it? I was like, no.
Oh.
And then they set that up.
I told Beardy that he had to pay.
Well, I think he might have been the one who placed the donation chest.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Well, that worked.
I mean,
like, I told them it was free, but then they just took it all.
Well, you see, that's what happens when you tell people things are free.
You know, I know some people that could potentially get some retribution back. You know.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know a couple people. Just in case things get a little bit out of hand, maybe they take it too long. I think they were trying to drain all of my dirt, but no, like they just didn't realize that I don't make systems reliant on a specific source. So all of my other stuff works just fine, even if they take the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're only getting residual dirt at the moment.
Wait, what?
They're just getting the leftovers. Everything has priority over dirt. All of the other dirt products.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
All right, I'm out. Bye.
See you, Chosen. Bye-bye.
With that all said and done, it's now time for me to start laying in all of my mine carts and actually getting the amethyst in place. So I've made these nice convenient areas here to make this process a whole lot easier. Definitely get the wand of symmetry out of here. But as soon as I place this in, it's just the nice little amethyst bud right here. Now, once all of these are in, that's when the real magic is going to happen. After getting them buds in, it's now time to get all of the drills in, and all of these drills are going to have to be rotated down. I want them all facing in a downward direction, and they all need to be 1 block above where the bud would actually be. So all the drills are in, but I do want to convert them over into create in case drills, which I think are going to fit this theme so much better. To make sure all of these are connected, all I have to do is add in a copycat corner slice in here. This works really nice, as we can expand it to get it to kind of look like this texture. And yes, it is going to give us a surface for which we can actually glue this thing together. Then for one of the harder parts, because this is going to be dropping down the sides and we don't want to include this part, gluing this together is not super easy. I have to go from corner to corner, and we have to create glue entities for every single one. So each one of these are going to have technically 4 glue entities. As much as I would love to be able to include a middle block, I can't do that unless I just completely remove the connection point. Now I've almost got this structure set up. So we've got all of our things that are glued right here. And then also this leads up, which connects all of them together. So that way we can have them all form on one line. But down here, I want the storage for this section to be connected down here. And then I want a belt line that transfers all of the things from the contraption down into vaults that are going to be in here. Is this necessary? No, we could do this a lot simpler, but is it going to look good? Yes, and that's the whole point. So the idea is to have a belt that runs through this area right here. And like I said, leads all the way out to this, but I do want it right there on that spot. I'm thinking the belt leading up to here, pretty good. And I can just go ahead and keep expanding this belt and kind of find out where the limitation is. I'm hoping I can just have a singular belt that runs all the way through this. Well, that is perfect. This belt does extend all the way over here, and I think this is primarily due to the configs on the server. So the logistics are going to be as such. I'm going to use this darker shipping container, and I want to have this all connected to the contraption, and then the vault being where everything is stored. And so if I use a singular vault here, it'll allow me to automatically distribute any of the crystals between these 2 belt lines. And so to do this, all we have to do is place in an andesite funnel on both. And because of how slow this is going to be, I want this to be individually placed on here to give it that effect. I don't want this to be super fast, so sending a stack, because it's not going to be fast. This is literally going to run once in a great while because of how long these takes. It takes like close to 7 in-game days for an entire bud to grow, by the way. Now with the solid column in, I want to go ahead and glue all of these sections together to make sure that we have this whole piece attached. Now, I've got to say, this has to be one of the more complex glue contraptions that I have made in a while. Now, the thing I need to do here is make sure that all of this functions. And so I just want to pick it up with our cart contraption here. So I'm going to make sure to give myself a full block to place down a lever. And as soon as we turn this into a cart contraption, I think that it will try to break the amethyst. And so let's do this. Okay, so it didn't break the amethyst. So that's good, but making sure that all of my components were actually put together is going to be very important for the next part. So I need to pick this up. And okay, so there's definitely something I missed. You can see the drill down here. This is a great way to test this. By the way, notice that time it did break all of the things. But yes, the only thing I missed was this one section right here. But that is perfect. Now, I don't think that it will stay contraptionified forever. Like if I left this after just placing it, I don't think that it will stay drilling forever. It only lasts a split second. So this is where I do want to use another setup, being a gantry. and I'm very noobish with gantries, so this is going to be fun. Now, I do know a couple of things about gantries. Gantries can run along a gantry shaft, and the rotation direction determines whether it goes up and down. And once it reaches its maximum height, it can't go any higher, and once it reaches its maximum lower side, it can't go any further there either. Also, it can transfer the rotation energy of the shaft into the gantry carriage, but only once the actual gantry shaft has had a redstone signal applied to it. So there's a lot of complexities to a gantry, and as of right now, we're probably going to utilize the least complicated of the bit, and that is just simply making it go up and down on a shaft. Now, because we want this to do an operation when it receives a redstone signal, this is going to involve a very special block called a sequence gear shift, and this block is incredibly special. It allows us to turn the block in very specific ways, and we can have it do multiple things, as in we can sequence it to do certain things. For example, we can have it turn or move the gantry, and we can tell it to move a certain amount. So we can say move 1 meter in one particular direction, and then we can also have it do another move after it finishes this operation to do it again. So we can just have it basically go one way, then go the other, and then end. And it does this when it receives a redstone pulse. For the actual rotation energy, I want to keep it nice and slow. I don't want this to be a super fast operation, so having a water wheel go in a clockwise orientation is going to be exactly what I need to transfer that rotational power through. So this will not send any rotational power until a redstone signal has been sent into the gear shift. So you know what? Let's give this a try. Let's give this a redstone pulse and see if we have this spinning in the right direction. Okay, so definitely do not. Notice, by the way, that this did do an operation, but that operation was moving down. So we definitely have this going in the wrong way. So let's go ahead and take this. This, by the way, was not glued together. And then we'll just change this. We'll put this in the opposite orientation like this. So there we go. And we can also make it go even faster. You can see that there is a like a speed boost in these modes. But I think that is correct so long as we start it in this upward position. And then I will throw this just to do another test. We give it a pulse. Notice it is going down. And then once it hits that, it does reform the contraption, by the way, and then comes back up. So the good thing is even if a crystal had grown really quickly after this had been there, it should displace the crystal and then make its way back up because we're not sending it past that point. With this, I'm feeling a lot more confident to be able to glue the entire contraption up to this and then give this a redstone pulse. And it didn't give it enough time to break. So what we are probably going to want to do is make sure we give it enough like speed in order to make it past the crystals when it is broken, because it is going pretty slow. And so it made it there, and then it is coming back up. So having it set to 2 seems to be quick enough. And there we go. Now, at the moment, when it breaks these crystals and they're not fully formed, we get absolutely nothing. So we are going to have to set this up on a timer that can make sure that we get crystals. And the timer, well, that's the hard part. So I essentially need to make a timer that is going to last roughly 170 minutes. But unfortunately, we can only create a pulse timer with base create that goes an hour. So we have to extend this quite a bit. Now, the exact timing that I plan on using for this to reach that 170 is going to be 60 minutes because that's as far as we can extend it. Another 60 minutes, and then give it 50 minutes. And this should be the exact timing that we need. And we can just have this loop around just like so and loop into each other. So long as we give it the initial boost, well, we should be able to power a redstone link from it. So with the redstone link in place, ready to power the sequence gear shift, I should be able to flip that, and then it starts the sequence. Oh boy. And so it's doing its thing. It farmed the things, and then we wait 170 minutes for this to do another cycle, as that should be roughly the optimal time. Now, to get rotational energy up here without kind of blocking the places where I want to put vaults, I'm going to use a little cog trick. So we can place a cog in, make it a gearbox without changing the rotation direction on this side and into the output. And now I can use an encased chain drive and then rotate this all the way up. And that is spinning the correct direction. Ah, this is beautiful. I also want to make this look just like the rest of everything. So yeah, we'll change the color. Now along the edge, I've extended this off so that way there will be a walking path that leads down here. And this is where our storage containers for all of this is going to be. So I think as of right now, I'm going to be utilizing these vertical shipping containers. These are actually separate from the other ones that I've used. And so when these all form together, they look really nice also. I love how we have so many different vaults this season. But yes, and the fact that we can have colored ones, I absolutely love this. But I want to get this all the way up to a max size vault, and this actually leaves me a nice bit of space. So that way I can have a chute that runs down here, and then maybe over here we can have a compactor, and then the compactor can actually have a smart chute under it to pull certain things in. For example, the compressed blocks, which I want to farm blocks and also the shards. You know what? For the compacting, we don't even need anything crazy going on here. I believe we can just bring this up like so. So the way I'm giving it some sort of support, because I still want this to look nice. Like if somebody goes exploring and they go to look at this stuff, I still want them to be able to look at it and go, wow, okay, so there is actually detail put here. But something like this, for example, I want this to drop down into the chute, and then we put a trap door to make sure to block this off if need be, if this vault fills up. So the way this one continues, and we don't need filtering because I can just use chutes. And this will automatically create an output directly into a chute that is going to be the product. So the only other thing that's left to be done is add an andesite funnel going into the basin. That, and also disguising this and hoping that the rotational energy from this down here is going to be enough to power this thing. I think it will be, especially at this rotational speed. Like it shouldn't be that crazy to do this. But we're about to find out. I don't even know if the gantry uses rotational energy. Yeah, it's only 64 SU. That should be more than enough, and to also power the gantry. And now that I have the funnel in here, basically this entire farm is ready to go. But it's just one of those farms. It's going to be really hard to see it actually function. This is just one of the unfortunate side effects of this whole thing. But man, I love that we can put these casings onto the belt. This looks so good. What I can do though is down here I can simulate this. So I'm going to drop in some amethyst and we should see it evenly split one at a time and run super slow down the belt line. And this is exactly what I wanted, because every time it harvests, like I said, it's going to have 170 minutes before a new set is broken, so it has plenty of time to get through individual amethyst shards. And as this paths along and we have all of these beautiful items on here, yep, this is going to do all of the processing and should store it no problem whatsoever. I'm so excited. And here it goes as it reaches the end. Notice it's going down into the vault for the regular amethyst and the blocks. As soon as 4 enter into here, it should kick this off, and the compacting is going to auto start. No filtering is required, nothing like that. And voila, inside of here we have a block of amethyst, and in here we have amethyst shards. Now the idea of this farm is simple, very, very simple. You just simply break it whenever it's grown. But I wanted to include this into a build and make this look like more than just a farm. I wanted this to look like an actual extension on this building, like it was a piece of it actually growing off, like the infrastructure has built off. And I think this has turned out perfect. But not only perfect, I think I have single-handedly made the slowest farm on the entire SMP. Like, it's gotta be 170 minutes is what it's going to take for each processing operation. This is going to take a long time. This is definitely a slow burn farm, and that's why I wanted to also make it a pretty large decoration piece. So now if you enjoy videos like these, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up, especially since what's going to be potentially happening in the next few episodes. By then, this should all be generated, and we'll hopefully have a need for what we are actually farming here. I do have a reason for this, by the way, in a future farm. but they'll have to be subscribed to be able to figure that out. And well, guys, with that, it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to, if I can spell thanks right this go around, Lukey. I think it's Lukey or Lucy. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and just supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. And guys, I look forward to seeing you in the comments section or seeing you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.